sights, sounds, and information just for you from your friends at ASM.
Welcome to the turn of night.
I was awake, aware. I could see my body lying on the bed and felt the almost magnetic pull to rejoin it. The shaking I'd felt was the result of my experiencing the unknown phenomenon known as astral projection. The only explanation I have was that I was slightly tired, not exhausted. The instrumental music I played must have lulled me into a state where I was relaxed, yet not quite asleep. Or perhaps it was the rainstorm outside. Yet when a loud crack of thunder hit and the sky lit up, I became keenly aware that the structure of my home was the same yet different. The energy that flowed through could be seen visibly, and each device seemed to have a dull pulse. As I took the opportunity to glide and bounce, relishing the feeling of near-flight ability, I felt amazement. Striding along and mesmerized by the overhead flow of energy, my joy was short-lived. From out of nowhere, I was shoved violently. A shadow had appeared, humanoid and aggressive in its stance. Deciding that in the physical world that I was capable of defending myself, my movement seemed slow in comparison. Immediately joined by others that were tall, short, thin, and wide, I was backed out toward my living room. Only 20 feet behind me was the front window, and from my periphery, I could see the outside. Glancing back and forth at the living shadows which now stalked me, and the world beyond the window, I could see an empty lot across the street which has been vacant for years. Nothing more than a common area for dog walkers and those in transit was now a hub of otherworldly activity. You see, a large purple light with golden rays pulsated violently with a dull sound I could faintly hear. The shadow figures closed in on me, their desperation growing as I realized that they operated on an entirely different frequency not of this earth. I attempted to stand my ground, only to be slapped and pushed at, before I realized, possibly due to their urgency, that I was in fact standing in their way. One slipped past me and through the window. It went through as if it was made of light, soon to be followed by others. The last one looked back at me as if to say farewell. More curious than cautious, and given my opportunity to test out my new abilities, I too exited through the pane of glass with ease. They swiftly glided, some even sprinted towards the purple light, and one by one, I realized that it was not mere energy or electricity as I thought, but a doorway. Perhaps the stormy condition and electricity it produced allowed this gateway to be unlocked in our realm. One by one, they approached it and slipped through. As fast as they were, I plodded across the street until I reached the other side. Before the last two entered this portal, they turned and motioned for me to go back. As I got closer, I understood why, as the gate's own frequency cut through my soulful state. It was a twisting sense of discomfort and nausea that left me no choice but to retreat. They each entered the passageway as it pulsated one last time before making an explosive disappearance. The impact of its closing sent me back across the street, through the window, and back into my vessel at an amazing speed. Jolting awake, I was suddenly in my physical form once again. I sat up and remained motionless for hours, reflecting on what had just happened. As soon as I decided that this must have been an extremely vivid dream, I noticed that the tenderness in my arms was precisely from where the shadow beings had struck me in their attempt to exit this realm. Staring out the front window to the empty lot, I could faintly see a few spots of probable and very likely possible residual flickering purple light before they disappeared into the dark for good. Why do I see this? What has happened to me?
The lights are on as the evening shadows are creeping in. Hopefully, you won't get caught in the turn of night.